listen, longtime viewers of this program are not going to be shocked to hear this at all. But I think we'll call this segment "I Told You So." In a Senate committee hearing earlier today, this was yesterday. Dr. Robert Sullivan testified about the effects of the COVID vaccine on just numerous athletes. And, I don't know. This is telling me to say it was discovered to be more harmful than we originally thought. Ha ha, not me. I told you guys that all this was going to happen. And this is me being vindicated by Dr. Sullivan. Watch.
I learned many hospitalized COVID patients develop pulmonary hypertension. Autopsy showed the same kind of lung vessel damage I had. Long COVID patients with persistent breathlessness have the same findings. As in my case, their symptoms improve, but the damage remains. We now know the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein can damage the lungs, heart, and brain in animals. It is toxic, irrefutably so. I know that's uncomfortable to hear. One study found athletes who got mRNA boosters saw drops in aerobic capacity equivalent to aging 5 to 10 years in just 1 week. Wow. Why is this?
1 week, 5 to 10 years in 1 week. He also had a peer-reviewed study that showed athletes losing that lung capacity, but it wasn't just him or athletes, it was also him personally, and he testified. I know. If it's a doctor that testifies negatively about the COVID vaccine, he must be a quack. He must have not gone to the same institutions as all of the doctors that are pro-COVID vaccine. But he says that his own lung capacity was nearly cut in half. He said, on the outside, I look fine. I've lost half my lung capacity. If I can look this normal while carrying that much damage, how many others are out there suffering silently? And he now has pulmonary hypertension, which is a condition that forces the heart to work harder to provide more blood flow to the lungs. He also says that the COVID vaccine raised his blood pressure. So this study that he mentioned, it was a 2022 study. It found that 19% of athletes who, by the way, their average age was 37, which maybe I'm just of the age where I don't think that's very old, but it's not very old. 37 was the average age of this study. 19% of athletes experienced an 8.6% drop in their VO2, which is how efficiently your body uses oxygen. So the lower the VO2 number, the harder your body is working to process oxygen. And then the remaining 81% of the participants averaged a 2.7% drop in VO2. So this is not just long COVID or shortness of breath. You're talking about very long and, in some cases, permanent lung damage for a lot of people. And there still has been no recourse or retribution for that. In fact, one thing that I was actually flabbergasted to see that I don't even think we got a chance to talk about on the show was that they just said that the COVID vaccine is now recommended for children, healthy children. And I'm like, how the does that happen? How do you get a Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in charge of HHS and then say, hold on, wait a second, we're not recommending it for healthy children? And then who the hell got in their ears and said, no, you will recommend this? And now all of a sudden we're seeing things like this happening in athletes. And we're like, yeah, let's give it to our children, our healthy children who are not predisposed to anything negative, any sort of long-term outcomes from COVID. Let's go ahead and give this to them, just for funsies. It is insane to me that anyone did this for any amount of time, but that we're still actually doing this. I would love to know the numbers of what is the difference in the amount of people who are continuing to go out and get these COVID vaccines. Do you know anyone? Do you know anyone who's still getting it?
I know no one. And why? You don't even hear about COVID anymore. So I don't know why you'd go off and get a vaccine for it.
Right. Well, which is why I'm like, why are we recommending it for healthy children right now? That makes no sense.
Mm-mm. I don't know.
Other than follow the money.
Just that VO2 issue, just right there. That would be like on a list of side effects, like on a commercial that you would see. That right there would give most people cause to say, "Oh, I'm not." But think about the climate of when all this was pushed. We knew nothing. Mm-hmm. Nothing. They didn't know whether it was gonna. There are vaccines, medications, all kinds of stuff that they know will cause certain side effects and pretty scary side effects. They still won't even say that. Mm-hmm. They still will not say that. It's insane.
Yep.
Absolutely insane. And not only did they not tell us these things, and they're still not being told, but it was mandated on the public. This is absolute lunacy madness.
I know.
And we're just, a couple of years beyond. We haven't even gotten to the long-term effects yet.
Yep.
This hasn't even started yet.
Well, and that's what was so me several years ago screaming from the rooftops, like, guys, how can you possibly know what the effects are? They just came out with it. You got to wait 5-10 years before you know the full ramifications, the full effects of something. And that's if they do the studies properly, which before RFK was in charge of HHS, you couldn't trust that they did because there was evidence of them manipulating data and cooking the books literally all the time. There have been documentaries done about it. There are actual senior CDC, people, scientists who are like, yes, we manipulated the data. Yes, we took out this group of people. We figured out a way to take them out of the study that we did so that the factors wouldn't be statistically significant anymore. I mean, they were cooking the books the entire time. And it's crazy to me that anyone was like, yeah, we should totally just take this for a virus that was 99.5% you recovered from, you lived from.
One of the things that I think exposed them, which is certainly was the red pill for me, was when I had COVID and I said, I have natural immunity. And they were like, oh, no, you've still got to have it.
Do it anyway.
And then the next thing that happened, Sarah, was
natural immunity became a myth. Do you remember that? They said the myth of natural immunity.
And the second thing that happened was they went, kids don't have any symptoms. They're unaffected by it. And then they went, you've still got to vaccinate your kids. And I'm like, you are out of your effing mind. Mm-hmm. And that, to me, is just applying critical thinking. And as you know, I got hammered as well. I mean, even after Biden dropped the mandates that were out there, SAG, Screen Actors Guild, was still mandating that you had to be on set, you had to be vaccinated.
And wear a mask, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, all the time. And by the way, I got called a liar because I did Reacher, and I was like, Reacher was before that was mandated. Like, that was, it actually came later on. So it was really frustrating for me to be called a liar when I'm like, actually, I know, I was fucking there. I was the guy that was doing it. You can go and check it out. Like, it's very easy to check up.
Yeah.
But here's the issue. Well, there's a couple of them. The first thing is, this has changed society forever in multiple ways. It's changed. We don't know about these cancers that seem to be popping up. I mean, I know at least 3 people that have cancers that have popped up. I didn't know that many, certainly young people that had cancers before, right? That's just popped up. And it's so insidious because you can't point to it. Right? You can't, oh, hang on a minute, I've got hypertension. I never had hypertension before. Oh, well. You're getting older, or there's no way that you can really relate to it. But on the other hand, what it's done is nobody trusts these anymore. And these doctors that are still going out, Sarah, and they're still saying, you see, the vaccine saved lives. What about those girls? Do you remember there was the one girl that was having the seizures when they took the vaccine? And they were like, you're making it up.
The one girl. I wish it was just the one girl. It was way too many Americans.
Well, I mean, I saw one that was having this, and everyone was like, oh, you just made, it's clear, look, she's just acting. It's just for social media. I'm like, you out of your mind? Mm-hmm. People that had like one side of their body just completely go either limp or they get rashes everywhere. I mean, these were massive reactions.
Yeah.
We need accountability on this. I hate to say it. I don't think we will ever get it. But the one person that needs to be done, because you got to look back at where this all started, there wouldn't have had to be a vaccine if there wasn't a virus. And that guy, I'm talking about, needs to be prosecuted and sent to jail. I don't give a shit about this auto pen pardon bullshit. Mm-hmm. He needs to go to jail. Anthony Fauci.
You talk about the moment you were red pilled on this, and I remember I was always just kind of like laughing at you when you were talking about a lot of this stuff.
Everyone in the building thought I was so kooky about vaccines.
I was on a journey for sure, but one of the big turning points for me is right in the middle of this. I had to go pick up my son from schools during our schools actually stayed open, but they had to wear the masks and all that stupid stuff. But they were heavily suggesting that they should all get vaccinated, and they're just kids. Right. But I had to go pick him up because he puked in school, which every single kid does.
I remember this.
I went to go pick up my kid after he puked, and then they're like, yeah, so you should probably get him vaccinated. Oh, and you need to take him home, and he can't come back to school for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Because
I was like, wait, He just threw up. Like, he probably like ate a French fry sideways or something like that in the lunchroom.
No kids ever threw up before then at school.
Never.
Ever.
And so I asked him, I was like, well, what's the approved list of symptoms? Because they said, oh, actually throwing up is a symptom. I'm like,
remember this.
Throwing up, a respiratory thing? And they're like, yeah. And so they gave me this paper that was like everything.
It was literally every symptom known to man.
Runny nose, cough, all this stuff. I was like, yeah, buy that. Yeah. Then it was like throwing up, all kinds of other random stuff. I was like, so basically, if you're breathing, you have COVID.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, yeah.
They're like, breathing normally, shortness of breath, long breaths, all of the above could be symptoms
If your
of COVID.
chest is rising and falling periodically throughout the day, I'm like, wow, with this standard, yeah, you have the excuse to get every single living soul vaccinated, and you don't really have to give them an excuse for it. Just.
Yep. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.